Hello, my name is Molly Baxter, and I'm your instructor for this class. Welcome to Anatomy and Physiology. It's an awesome class. It's hard work, but I really believe you can do it if you put in the time. It's usually just a time thing. So I'm going to show you around Moodle a little bit, and hopefully it will help you get started. Keep in mind that I am your first resource if you're having trouble doing something, finding something, understanding something. Please just contact me. It's really, really easy. Okay, so when you first open up your Moodle class, it will look like this, and you'll see the MindTap textbook and assignment link here, Cengage technical support here, and student registration. So we'll come back to that, but let me just tell you right now that you have to use either Chrome as your browser or Firefox. I had trouble. I have a MacBook, and I had trouble doing the assignments, and I reached out to technical support at Cengage, and it was my browser. So be aware of that. So when you get started here, for those of you who aren't familiar with Moodle, we have a lot of resources to help you with that, and I can point you in the right direction if you need help with that. But first of all, look at these arrows here. You can either close everything, which looks nice and tidy, or you can open absolutely everything, which is really kind of scary because everything you've got to do over the semester is right there. So I usually do close all and open up one module at a time. So we have to get started with this Getting Started module. It's the most important start module you'll find. It tells you the rules of the class. You just can't go into the class thinking it's a free-for-all. It's not. There are penalties for late work. There are due dates that are very specific, and online we have to adhere to all of these due dates. So in this Getting Started module, you're going to find your announcements. Pardon me. Our first announcement is here, and these announcements will be posted weekly or more often, and these will come into your email. So you as a student are responsible for going into your email and looking for emails from your instructors. It's our main way of getting in touch with you. Even if in your daily life you don't use email, in school you must. The syllabus is here. That's pretty standard. A more important document here is the syllabus addendum. That has all the rules for the class, the due dates, everything you need to know. So make sure you open that and read through that and possibly print that off. Here is a little bit about me. Here is where this video is posted once I've finished it. And then if you need some help with RAMS Online or Moodle, please read this document here. Now, because you are testing online, we're going to be using what's called Respondus Lockdown Browser. And what that does is enables your camera to record you while you're taking an exam. And I go into every student and every exam and watch them for a period of time to see if they're getting extra help to take that exam. You are responsible for your exam, and you can't use any outside material. You can't use cell phones, books, internet, whatever. Let's see here. Here's more information on Respondus Lockdown Browser, and at the very bottom are some helpful links in anatomy and physiology. We aren't doing a pig dissection, but once you start learning the body parts, it's kind of nice to see how they all fit together in an animal. So you might use that just to browse through. And there are lots and lots of videos. There is another resource for videos we'll get to in a second. And there are more links. If you go over to the side here, you'll see some more links to A&P resources. And the more videos you watch, the more comfortable you'll be with the material. The videos are great. I wish I had them when I was a student. So the very first thing you must do after watching this video is take your enrollment key quiz module. This is due, it's available September 11th. but it is due, let's see, I can't remember the due date on that. The due date, 10% date point. It's a simple quiz, but you have to take it. If you don't take it, even if you're active in class and have posted in the discussion forum or whatever, I have to drop you from class. That is your official entry into the class, so make sure you take that. And then after that, you'll see these different modules. Now they're done by week. This term is a 12-week term, so that means we're putting 16 weeks of anatomy into 12 weeks. So you will be working harder than you normally would be in a 16-week term. So our first week is, they all open up like this, okay? And the due date for the module is posted. So that means that the lab, the discussion forums, everything that's due for that chapter that week is due at midnight on September 17th. Now the modules open up kind of similarly. They show the module objectives and then a list of resources and then our different assignments. Okay, so in this first week, you'll be reading chapters 1 and 2. You'll be doing online assignments in MindTap for chapters 1 and 2. You'll participate in the discussion forum and you'll begin your science interactive lab. So the resources are pretty extensive. First of all, there are PowerPoints for the chapter. The author of our chapter is Elizabeth Coe. And so every time you see Coe here, you know that these PowerPoints are done by her. But a better resource is actually the textbook, because the textbook has questions that give you immediate answers. The PowerPoint doesn't. So I would use the textbook instead of going through the PowerPoints. But then you'll also find some narrated PowerPoints. These are for a different textbook. I've narrated them a few years ago, and I've included them in case they're useful to you. If they're not useful to you, don't watch them. That's the same with any of these resources. If you don't find them useful, don't watch. Often there'll be an outline. And for the first chapter, which really the material begins in chapter 2, chapter 1 is about how to learn anatomy and physiology. There are a lot of resources here for chapter 2, a lot of activities that we would do in class if we were in class. So print them out, do them, get into the Quizlet, watch the quiz show, and then our graded assignments. So here for this first week, you've got 2 forums, introduction, getting into our textbook and assignments, a forum on chapter 2, and our discussion forums are case studies. So you'll be reading a little bit and answering questions. And then how to add pictures should you need to add a picture into a forum. And then our laboratory. Now, on campus, the lab is 3 hours, plus you're expected to do about 2 hours of homework afterwards. That's 5 hours a week in a 16-week class. So if you're spending 6 hours a week on your lab, that's not a lot. That's about normal. So you're not expected to do lab in 15 minutes and then, okay, we're done. No, the goal is a little different than other classes. Don't just finish the material. Learn the material. Lab assignments, everything in this class is about learning the material. Now we'll go to our MindTap, and that link is here. And if you, up here at the top, you can see 2 different views, outline view and calendar view. Okay, so whichever view appeals to you. Now, for some reason, they're counting our week 1 as week 2. So I tried to change it and I was unable to change it. So I stick with this view here. And our very first assignment will be chapter 1 and chapter 2 in the first week. And you can see there are 4 activities in chapter 1, 9 activities in chapter 2. And they're pretty self-explanatory. You can go in chapter 1, learn it. image translation, memory formation, and so on. Now, for most of these assignments, you can do them more than once, so you'll get different questions each time, and it's a good learning experience. And I've found with this Mind Tap, this is called Mind Tap, and I found with Mind Tap that the more time students spend in Mind Tap, the better their grades are. So that tells me that Mind Tap, either they're really smart and they go into Mind Tap and just sort of hang around there, or they're learning from Mind Tap, which is the more likely possibility. Now with Mind Tap, okay, so those are the assignments. Over here on the right-hand side, you can see the full textbook. So if you open that up, if you click on that, you can get to the chapters as you want to. This icon here, the read speaker, he will read the textbook to you in your accent of choice, Australian accent, British accent, whatever accent you want. Glossary. I think the most important things here are the full book and possibly the reading and your grade book. So you'll be able to see your grades. And to stop any of these activities, you just X out. So I can close this textbook by Xing out in the upper right-hand corner. So you have to have purchased the Cengage packet to have the textbook and Mind Tap available to you. So we'll go back to the class. I think that's about everything. Again, pay attention to your due dates. When we do have a test, and we're not having our first test, until the end of week 3 module. And that test here comes with a practice exam that you get to take once. You have to be registered for Respondus and able to use Respondus to take the practice exam. But then you will see that the test is due a day after the module closes. So you've got an extra day after that module closes to take each one of your tests. And there are 6 tests. Each test will be pretty much the same. 60 questions. You'll get 65 minutes to take it. And that's about all there is on that. I hope I've covered what needs to be covered. Just make sure you contact me if you have any questions. As I said earlier, I am your first resource. Don't Google questions. Don't, just email me. Yeah, and I'm pretty fast at responding because I've set notifications for my emails. So if I'm anywhere near my phone, I'll get it and I will respond as soon as I possibly can. So good luck with the term. I hope you like anatomy. I know it's difficult. It may be one of the most difficult classes you've ever taken. But what this class will do will improve your study skills. And I can certainly help you with that. It will improve your study skills so you're more successful in your future classes and in your career. So tutoring is available for this class. I can tutor you. We have other tutors. I can just help you with study skills. For example, I had a student who was struggling, and I just asked her, how she was reading. I wanted to see the notes on her textbook. What kind of notes was she taking from her textbook? Oh my gosh, she was rewriting the whole textbook. So we talked about that. We cut down. She makes bullet points for her notes, and that cut down her study time by hours every week. And she was much happier with the class. So there's lots of reasons students may struggle, and I'm certainly happy to help you figure out what reason is causing you to struggle if you are struggling. Good luck with the class, and I look forward to meeting all of you.